Hey everyone, this is Teacher Rika, and this morning we're going to discuss about Nativist Theory. The Nativist Theory is a biologically based theory which argues that humans are pre-programmed with the innate ability to develop language. Noam Chomsky is the main theorist associated with the nativist perspective. He developed the idea of the language acquisition device, or LAD.
Hello students, this is Teacher Franz, and as continuation to what Teacher Rika have said, Language Acquisition Device, or LAD, is a claim from a language acquisition research proposed by Noam Chomsky in 1960s. The LAD concept is a purported instinctive mental capacity which enables an infant to acquire and produce language. This is a component of nativist theory of language which will be discussed by the next instructor.
Hi, my name is Teacher Miriam, and our topic for today is about nativist theory. So, let's talk about nativist theory. Nativist theory is a philosophical doctrine which holds the belief that concept mental structures and mental capacities are innate, rather than acquired by learning. In epistemology, more specifically, nativism implies that ideas are innate, they are present in the mind the moment we're born. So, in language acquisition defined as the study of the process by which a person learns a language. Nativist theories hypothesize that language is an innate fundamental part of the human genetic makeup and the language acquisition occurs as a natural part of human experience. In fact, nativist theories contend that children are born with an innate ability or organized laws of language with untorn enable them to easily a native language. As we concede, as a nativist argue children learn the native language naturally even if we do not teach them formally. Hence, the nativist theories believe that children have language-specific abilities that assist them as they work towards mastering a language.
Okay, let us now discuss what nativist theory is. Okay, Noam Chomsky said that every child is born with a biological predisposition to learn language, or actually any language. He also came up with the idea of a language organ, which is known as LAD, or Language Acquisition Device. Language acquisition device is an innate mechanism or process that allows children to develop language skills or universal grammar around which all languages are built. And also, other concepts of nativist theory are children are biologically programmed for a language acquisition, for them to learn language. And also, acquisition is innately determined that we are born with a built-in device in some kind that predisposes us to language acquisition, which help us acquire a language, any language.
Okay everyone, for today's lesson, we're gonna be discuss about nativist theory. Nativist theory says that all the children are born with the ability to learn language. The guy behind this theory is Noam Chomsky, and said that human had something called a language acquisition device, also called as LAD, that allowed them to learn language and all languages that have a noun, verb, and others more. So the language acquisition device enable the child to learn or understand those type of words in our organization for any languages.
So, nativist theory, according to Chomsky, based on the assumption there are core in language-specific rules in all languages. So, first, nativist theories argue that children are born with an innate ability to organize laws of language, which enables children to easily learn.
Infants have an innate ability to learn language. From a very early age, we're able to understand the basics of language. So, for instance, Chomsky argued that children are able to understand the appropriate order of words from a young age.
Hello everyone. I am your teacher for today and I am Miss Milgar. I am going to discuss Nativist Theory. What is Nativist Theory? Nativist theory is a biologically based theory which argues that humans are pre-programmed with the innate ability to develop language. Noam Chomsky is the main theorist associated with the nativist perspective. He developed the idea of the language acquisition device or LAD. Noam Chomsky is a strong advocate for the nativist theory of language development. Before Chomsky's time, language development was largely accepted as being purely a cultural phenomenon that is based solely on imitation. What is LAD or language acquisition device? Language acquisition device is a language organ that is hardwired into our brains at birth. Because of this, we are born with the ability to understand and develop language. Once the child is exposed to language, the LAD activates. It allows them to understand the rules of whatever language they are exposed to. And that is all for today. And that is all about nativist language. Thank you and class dismissed. Bye.
Nativist Theory, Chomsky and Language Learning. Noam Chomsky is perhaps the best known and the most influential linguist of the second half of the 20th century. He has made a number of strong claims about language. In particular, he suggests the language is an innate faculty. This is to say that we are born with a set of rules about language and in our heads which he refers to as the universal grammar. The universal grammar is the basis upon which all human languages build. If a Martian linguist were to visit Earth, he would deduce from it the evidence that there was only one language with a number of local variants. Chomsky gives a number of reasons why this should be so. Among the most important of these reasons is the ease with which children acquire their mother tongue. He claims that it would be a little short of a miracle if children learned their language in the same way with that they learn mathematics or how to ride bicycle. This, he says, is because when the child begins to listen to his parents, he will unconsciously recognize which kind of language he deals with, and he will set his grammar to a correct one. This is known as setting the parameters. It is as a child were offered at birth a certain number of hypotheses, which he or she then matches with what's happening around him. He knows intuitively that there are some words that behave like verbs and other like nouns, and that there is a limited set of possibilities as to their ordering within the phrase. This set of language learning tool provided at birth is referred to by Chomsky as the language acquisition device. Chomsky differentiates between competence and performance. Performance is what people actually say, which is often ungrammatical, whereas competence is what they instinctively know about the syntax of their language. And this is more or less equated with the universal grammar.